from Australia, and the logo is the short version of 1 Million Women. So I'm the founder of 1 Million Women, and we are a movement of women and girls fighting climate change through the way that we live, so through the choices we make every single day and how we spend our money.
And tell me why you decided to set this up and what you think women and girls can in particular achieve in this particular ambition of yours.
Well, I started 1 Million Women 5 years ago, and before that I was a cosmetics manufacturer. So I'm actually not a long-term client. In fact, I only got the point on climate change in the middle of 2006. So before that, I had my head buried in the sand. But anyway, I had an epiphany, which is the short story, and I thought that there must be millions of other women out there like I was, disengaged for whatever reason. And I started 1 Million Women because I knew that women have incredible power to transform society. And in Australia, women make 85% of the consumer decisions that affect the household's carbon footprint. So we're 51% of the electorate, and we have enormous influence in the consumer marketplace. So we're a pretty powerful niche market.
It's interesting. It's not often an aspect that people think much about. And what kind of impact do you feel you've had? What kind of reception do you get from people you speak to about this when you sort of explain your kind of concept and what difference they can make just by their sort of single action?
Well, so what we focus on is daily life. So it's energy efficiency, household energy. It's food waste, overconsumption, how you get from A to B with the least impact on the planet. And we ask, we focus on women and girls, and we ask them to join up. It's all free, and to make a commitment to cut a ton of pollution out of their life within a year. And so it's actually really easy, and the website shows you all the ways in those categories that you can cut pollution. It has the activity and the pollution value if you did it for a month or a year, and there's a place where you can update your progress. And so everything we do, it's about empowering women and girls to take practical action. And why it's so empowering is that when you take action that has a result, so I did this in my life and I saw this carbon reduction result, that is incredibly powerful. And once you start taking action and you see a result, that's it. You can't stop. Action leads to more action. It leads to finding your voice. It leads to building confidence. It leads to putting pressure on governments. And hopefully what we're aiming for with 1 Million Women is that it leads to a new way of living.
Give us a sense about how big your group's got. I mean, what kind of impact, what kind of footprint have you been able to make in the last 5 years?
So our goal is to get to 1 million women and girls, but we're at this point we're at about 140,000. So we're making inroads. But look, we do have quite big reach. We've got 100,000 on social media. We get 10,000 views of our blog every day, and we have 140,000 members. And over the last couple of years, we've had more than 40,000 women and girls come to one of our organised events about, energy efficiency or how to get food waste down or overconsumption or whatever the event is. We are really starting to become a powerful movement.
And what do you make about an event like this? It's maybe not out here in some of the exhibition halls, but when you get inside some of the main plenary sessions, it's heavily dominated, at least at the national government level, by men, all wearing slightly sort of similar suits and outfits. And seasoned observers say it hasn't changed a lot in the past 10, 15 years. Give us your sense about what you make of this event.
Well, so this is my second COP. I went to Warsaw because we won an award last year with Momentum for Change, and it was just trying to navigate our way through it. But yes, obviously there's not enough women at the negotiating table. I mean, just take my government, for example, just to throw that in. We have a government that has 18 men and only one woman, so that's pretty appalling. But yeah, but look, the thing that I got to last year when I was sitting in the plenary session for 2 or 3 hours and listening to country after country talk about this. It's we're all just trying to navigate our way through this. Yeah.
And in terms of your particular movement, I mean, tell us quickly about your ambitions. I mean, do you want to expand past Australia? Do you have plans to sort of link up with other networks? I imagine there may be similar ones around the world. So what's the longer term goal?
The longer term goal is to get to 1 million women and beyond. 1 million women will tell 1 million more, will lead 1 million communities, and over the last couple of years we have linked in with some of the most glorious women's movements around the world, and we are strategically scaling up so that we can. It feels like these last 5 years have been almost like a pilot project to get to this point, and now we are ready to really scale up and take 1 million women around the world, because it's a really simple model, and it's about individual action but collectively that is incredibly powerful.